Hello everybody. So I just got this box in and I'm thinking it was another Kickstarter that I randomly backed. And because the demo copy from Longpack was just sent out a week or two ago. So I didn't think it was going to arrive this quick, but lo and behold, this is from my contact at Longpack. So I believe that this is the demo copy for Tomorrow Dice Today. So we have we have an unboxing. Actually, use this. I am very excited.
Yeah, he almost started ripping it open right away, and then I was like, wait, we have to film you. So he dashed upstairs and got his Tomorrow Dies Today t-shirt so he could be all official. Also, while Sean is struggling with packaging, I bring you the kitty. Hi, Ninja. Who wants to be a supervillain cat, Cut back to Sean ripping open the box.
Packing label right on top. It's nice and secure, but so there's going to be two different types of minis that they included in this. So I'm not sure which one we're going to do first. And I know I'm going to mess up what type is what, but they're both going to look similar, but it's a different type of exterior coating from what I understand. So we're going to have to choose.
Show us that swanky box. Oh my God. It's real, guys.
I actually have a game.
Oh my gosh, show us the back. Here, zooming in. Ooh. I can see my reflection in the packaging. Bad cameraman, bad.
All right, so here's our two demo copies.
He's so happy. Oh my goodness. I'm like, don't scratch the box with a knife.
Let's I was all delicate, cut a small piece just so I don't damage anything. All right, so we have our Doomsday mission card. Actually, these are both Doomsday and side job cards. So you're gonna have these and then the side jobs in the back. It looks like there's a division in there. Those are the bigger cards. Let's see, these look like character sheets, and then the plotting actions cheat sheet.
How do they feel? Are they nice and thick and beautiful?
Yeah, this is so much better than my demo copies, or my prototype copies.
That he made himself.
All right, so you have all your plotting actions. It gives you kind of a reference of the different Doomsday tiles you can affect, the resource missions, gadgets and side jobs, and all this costs and everything like that. And then just a quick run through of the round. So you have your scheming, your villainy, and your monologuing stages, and all the different actions you can take. All this was done by Stephen Henderson, by the way. All the different layouts and everything. He did a fantastic job. Let's see here. I think Mindless Telepathy is both his email and his actual game company as well. So he's awesome. We have character sheets. So there's two of these, so you can pass those around. And then you have 10 actually characters that you can play. So you got all these, and each one has their front of the character sheet, where the right side is pretty much identical, where you have the different faceless henchmen and then your squads right here. The left side is all unique to each character. So you have their attributes, their special abilities, their affinities of types of missions, and their betrayal triggers right there. So
what about the back?
the back has all their unique stories. So it kind of tells you about who you're playing. So it has the story of who they are, and then a story of basically why their betrayal triggers are each one. So for instance, Archibald Kluge, if he is made the team leader, it causes a betrayal trigger, while other people get a betrayal trigger if they're not the team leader. It's because he feels that, one, he's got other stuff to do. He wants to be in his lab researching, and if Goodman can't run his organization on his own, he has no business being in charge. So it's kind of a funny theme thing. So all the betrayal triggers are thematically upheld as well. All right. So this one is stapled. I think they said they taped this, but the end product would be stapled. They warned
The
me about
rule
that.
book. Oh my God, it's all formatted and beautiful.
So you have all the different pieces there. And then as you go through the book, The gray is for general rules, but if you're playing one of the 3 different versions, so Cutthroat, which is like the co-op competitive hybrid, you just have to read the yellow sections. If you're playing Syndicate, which is the cooperative version or solo version, it's blue. And if you're playing Mayhem, which is team to team, 2 or 3 teams going free for all, you read the red sections. So that way you go through here and you're like, oh, Mayhem, I just have to read that section. Or this right here, and oh, Cutthroat, I just have to read this section. And it kind of goes through there. And kind of, not kind of, but we have it set up like the manila folders and
Dossiers.
Dossiers and such.
This is Interpol's binder on the game.
Interpol.
I always mispronounce it.
Yeah. So the colors might look a little chaotic at first until you realize that you just have to read this section if you're playing Cutthroat, or this if you're reading Mayhem.
They actually don't look that chaotic. I'm pretty impressed.
I was worried because like, oh, there's gonna be stuff all over the place, but
because it's not super bright. Like it's just dull enough where I'm like, oh, it's like a highlighter.
Yeah. So yeah, for this section of the rules, effectively this and this is all you have to read for Cutthroat. But that said, a lot of the rules transfer back and forth between the multiple versions. There's just like little differences here and there. Like obviously with Team Leader and Cutthroat, it's going to be a lot more important than Team Leader in solo mode. And so it kind of calls out the differences there. But yeah, you have rulebook there, glossary in the back. In the beginning, there's a lot of different rules because of setup, but here, just to give you an example of where they're pretty much the same. Once you get into the actual rules, very little differences. The vast majority is the same. So this is for scheming, which is like the planning parts. That's going to have some differences there. All right, we have
Ooh, look at those tokens.
Actual tokens.
Oh my god, you get to punch them out, Sean.
Doing a quick check here for quality here. All of them are on the right spots. Holy crap. All right, so we have our Villain Prestige, which is a VP, Victory Points, Villain Prestige. Yugo's Super Serum, which is also on the back of data caches. And then these are Infamy and Betrayal triggers.
Dang, I gotta say, those are a lot better than spray painted wooden tokens with Sharpies.
Oh god, the first prototype is
actually,
so
do you want to get the first prototype? It's right in the craft room.
Yeah, sure. Do a quick compare. It'd be,
Right, or wherever you put it.
I have no idea where I put it. Probably should have gotten it.
It's right there. It's right there, under the mouse pad. Oh yeah. Oh, those are the beautiful ones Kevin did, right?
Yeah. So Kevin Poley, the wizard from the Wizard's Chest in Denver, if for those local viewers, support local FLGS, printed these out for us. And then these were done by another company as a demo, and so I'm going to kind of compare them to how Longpack did, and give feedback accordingly. So these got renamed gadgets afterwards, but that's an example of the cards. The first handwritten tiles here.
We've come a long way, you guys.
And then here's an example of the wooden spray painted chips that we used for some of the other pieces.
Which one was that? Pointed out on the game?
This would be either one of these right here, the VP or the high alerts. This one didn't actually get written on, but I had like handwritten scroll.
Yeah, I think the rest are on the second level of the box.
Yeah, and then here's the original unpainted little things that we had for the smaller ones. The sizes didn't really change. The sizes actually worked pretty well. We changed the size of certain tokens. Like I was like, this one should be a ½ an inch. And I was like, no, this one needs to be a full inch or 3/4 of an inch. So we changed that, but we kept the ½ an inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch tiles throughout all of the play tests, and just kind of shifted around the quantity, which is kind of cool. And then the original box, which we did for Gamma, this is actually from artwork from the LARP. And we were supposed to have the cover done by then, but there was a last minute issue with the artists. Like life stuff comes up, so
they were deathly ill.
Yeah, so we're like, yeah, no problem. Don't
Poor
worry,
guys.
Don't kill yourself to do this. So we ended up doing this just for display purposes.
Notice how it matches his shirt.
Yeah. We did last minute shirts as well. Here's an example of influence. So we Initially, all the different resources we realized had begin with the letter I. So it was like influence and
Influence, infamy.
Like also, so I renamed it so they weren't all I's. But to give you an idea, like it's the before and after there. All right, and like data cache here. So data cache ended up being this one down here.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, so let's get the old out of the way and get to the new. So we have all your high alert tokens here, which are also double-sided, so they can duplicate for 10 infamy. This high alert token can duplicate for a ×3, so if you have like a stack of things, you just be like this ×3. You have your squad token, so it's like here's squad 1 for gray, yellow, white, squad 2, squad 3. Your staging markers, so this basically tells you where you're going and when, but on the back they're all the same. So basically you place them as a hidden movement type of thing. So you plot out your round and you can say, all right, I'm going to 3 of these 5 places that you put on the board. And then everybody flips at the same time. You're like, yeah, I'm going here phase 1, here phase 2, here's phase 3, and these are my decoys. You have extras because you don't have to commit to all phases. So you could be like, yeah, I'm only going somewhere phase 3. The other 4, I'm not doing anything. You have your corruption, your blood money. And that's espionage on the back, the little top secret folder. Funding, and then we have funding ×2, so we can just flip it over and be like, yeah, this is now 2 funding to again save tokens and save space on the board. All right. When you're building up your squads, you can use these for calculations. So if I built a squad with the node here, I could put like a diplomacy on 2 to show that this squad is diplomacy 2. That way, if I have 3 squads, I don't have to do the math every single time, because you can mix and match all your pieces. You have your named henchmen and your faceless henchmen all like occupying these squads. So you can be like, yeah, I have combat of 3 and diplomacy of 2 and blah, 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 and then just use these tokens as a reminder. So that's it there. All right, so let's do a quick comparison actually. We'll pull out Emerson here. Not the same size. They changed the gun a little bit to make it a little bit wider so it was less flimsy. They did a couple changes throughout like that, like making the ankles a little bit bigger.
Yeah, because poor Jin kept breaking.
Yeah, and they put gloves on Azura to make her wrists a little bit bigger, which looks kind of cool as a pilot and engineer. Actually, I like how that came out. I was worried when they first sent me pictures. Azura had this kind of alien thin head, and they redid some of the design. It looks like she came out really well, though. I was kind of worried what the final product
Put her down,
would look
Lisa. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely thickened Jin's ankles. The plastic minis were just snapping off left and right.
Yeah, I thought the metal ones would be better, but they upgraded them anyway, which I think was a good call, to be honest.
Yeah.
The other demo we had, just kind of compare. They also thickened her chopsticks in her hair right there, because it looks like it completely came off on the demo.
Yeah.
And I think the other version of these will be a little bit shinier, so we'll kind of be able to compare those. And they sent boxes instead of meeples. So I asked them about that. I haven't gotten a response back. But these will eventually be meeples. These are all your faceless henchmen.
I mean, they technically are faceless.
Yeah. So like you have orange, which would be like your fixers, and red, your soldiers, black is assassins, blue is your scientists, yellows are thieves. So each one of these has individual stats, kind of like Lords of Waterdeep, where you have different units, but each one kind of has overlapping skills. And you have a little cheat sheet down here at the bottom, where a soldier, for instance, has 2 combat and 1 stealth, an assassin has 1 combat and 2 stealth. And so you can mix and match to do the missions that you want to do, and you have a little bit more free-form ability, as opposed to like going back to Lords of Waterdeep, where it's like you have to have a fighter for this, or you have to have a cleric for this. It's like, well, if you have 2 assassins, you have just as much combat as 1 soldier, and vice versa for stealth. So you can kind of figure out more efficient and creative ways to solve problems and puzzles in this. So I kind of look at doing the missions as puzzles.
Oh my god, the tiles.
Tiles, yeah.
The artwork is my favorite part, I swear.
All right. Various plans and the other cards here. The blister pack looks pretty good too.
Blister pack? Is
The
that?
blister pack's the plastic part here
Oh,
that
cool.
everything goes into. They need something where you can dig your fingers in here, because otherwise these are going to be hard to get out. So that's feedback I need to give them. Oh, yeah, it's a bitch to do that. So I'll
Language.
stop there. I didn't say anything. All right, so to go back to the before and after here.
You had a mid-tier one that was pretty good. Pretty good.
I ended up printing these out and such, but
Our good friend Ted helped us do all the stickers onto the cardstock and
yeah, we did comic book backs with sticky paper that we put on it. So
then cut it out by hand.
Ted, who has done Catitude, if you haven't seen that one, was another very successful Kickstarter.
Catitude is being carried at the Wizard's Chest right now. Go check it out.
You can support 2 local game designer / FLGSs in one. But yeah, so as an example for the Doomsday missions, you have all the requirements on the left side, so combat, stealth, cunning, and diplomacy. So if you have a squad or multiple squads, even multiple players with multiple squads that meet this, then you get the rewards on this side.
Are they supposed to look just a little fatigued like that? I noticed it might just be on the camera, but there's a few white dots.
No, that should that's feedback I can give.
Cool.
But no, these are good thickness too. Same thing with resource missions, which are the blue ones. Same requirements, and then you have the yellow right here, which gives you a preview of what's on the back, so you don't have to flip it over. But this is what you get to complete it. This is the rewards you get. You double the rewards if you meet the affinity right here. So this is a vicious mission, for instance.
What is that? Emerson's? No.
Vicious is both Emerson and Hugo, if memory serves. And then once you flip it over,
Those guys.
then you can stack up spoils and collect those, and that's how you recruit your faceless henchmen and such. But yeah. All right.
Yeah, they sound nice when they click together like that.
These are really nice and thick. I was kind of worried because there's another thickness that is like 2.5 millimeters, and I went with 1.8 because I was told that 1.8 was pretty standard for a lot of these tiles. And I was like, well, this is my first rodeo really, so we'll see how it goes. But no, these are really nice.
Oh man, a lot better than comic book backs, huh?
A little bit, yeah. And these will slide together a lot easier too. So that is it. So we have the cards. Actually, I'll open up the cards just to kind of check those out too.
You'll have to, go over wording and stuff later, but less exciting than the initial unboxing.
All right, so you have multiple different types of cards. You have nefarious plans right here. These are your secret objectives, effectively, for both Mayhem and Cutthroat, which are your competitive versions of the game.
Oh, I love the rounded corners. Those are going to make them nice.
Yeah, I specifically requested that one. But effectively, these give you VP at the end of the game if you are able to achieve something. And those are specifically engineered to be things that your character normally wouldn't do. So it's something like Goodman has, the supervillain has given to that character saying, I need you to do this on the sly. And it doesn't apply to your character's normal betrayal triggers or goals or anything like that. So for instance, Cassandra can't be given anything that involves mass destruction missions because she's a pacifist and goes completely against her betrayal triggers and everything. But she could be given something else that has to do with maybe vice missions or something. And while other characters have a bonus going after vice, she has nothing involved with vice. And so she could be doing that, helping people out, making deals, saying, all right, I'll help you do this, even though it doesn't help me. And then in reality, she's got the secret objective, which is giving her a bunch of VP at the end of the game. We have global events. These are items that are kind of random events, mostly for Syndicate. It's required in Syndicate. I'll do this. They are optional in the other versions of the game. Effectively, these things are things that screw over the board. Think like crises for Battlestar Galactica. And you have the option to either let them stay out there or solve them and get a VP for doing so. We have gadgets. I like how the black border came in too. That looks good. On our demo, on our prototype, we didn't have that. Gadgets are like no James Bond villain is complete without his gadgets. So
The lasers on the sharks.
freaking laser beams on their head. So as an example, false flag operation. If you spend a corruption or it's free for Cassandra once per round during plotting, you move one of the agents in either direction.
Wasn't this the one that Ted got the time he kicked our butts when he betrayed us?
I think so, yeah. Ted was playing Cassandra, and we played a demo at Gamma. It was one of the most intense games I've ever
It was so intense.
It was a 4-player game. I was playing Goodman, AJ was playing, Sean was playing, other Sean, and,
Cranford.
Ted.
Sean Cranford.
Yeah, Sean Cranford. Who actually got us into Gamma and everything like that. It was really cool. He was like kind of our Sherpa and everything, getting us along. So
Yeah,
Sean.
he's done a couple of games too that I think are carried at the Wizard's Chest. Wench and Get Him to the Choppa. No, Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, which whose slogan is Get Him to the Choppa.
Pirates of Gold Cove is another one he did. Anywho, yeah, we played. Ted ended up betraying, and
so good.
It was really good. Last one are Goodman's directives. These are objectives that Goodman can put out, and it gives people VP for going to. But it's kind of like the carrot that he can extend out to incentivize people to go do stuff that he wants them to do. Last but not least, I had the big stack of cards over here earlier. Let me grab that and open that up. Because that one has got the 5 different doomsday plans, and it also has side jobs, which are people's like private objectives that they can claim every round. Did I lose pieces already?
Somehow I'm not surprised.
I'm not either, like, to be very clear.
I thought that was the pack you just opened.
No, that's a smaller bag. We have 3.5 cards, so these are the 2.5 inch cards. We also have 3.5 inch cards that are huge.
Technically, you could just open the other box.
Technically, I could. The only pieces that'll be different is the
Minis.
minis. Really?
Did you mix them in with?
Oh, there.
Oh, that's why that was propped up.
Yeah. All right.
You know, we'll write back to the manufacturer being like, you didn't include these pieces, and find them later.
You see the size difference of these. And the reason being is because these have some more data on them.
I love the back. That was almost the cover.
Yeah, I wasn't actually as happy with this one as I liked. It ended up looking very Last Supper, and it wasn't intended to. So we ended up just putting this on one of the cards as opposed to on the cover of the thing. It was supposed to be kind of like this high energy engage where everybody's like leaning over talking about the plan and everything. And yeah, it didn't end up meeting the expectations there. But anyway, these have a lot of data on them, which is why I made them bigger. There's 5 different Doomsday plans, which are effectively endgame scenarios for Cutthroat, also for Syndicate. And so you have a lot of different options on what you can do there. Then you have side jobs, and these are the people's like personal objectives that they can get, and you can keep getting more throughout the game, and they're worth VP.
And those are the faceless henchmen there on the back.
Okay, what do we do? You have the loyal and disloyal versions of the card, and you can do either one of them, whether or not you're the betrayer, but the disloyal ones will always kind of screw over the table. So you kind of have to balance doing these for more reward because they might piss off your potential allies and or Goodman as the supervillain. Yeah, that's it. It's the game. We have a game. We have a board game. Full game. 2, 4, 6, 8, and then where'd the node go?
Did you set him out?
Did you pull him out?
I didn't touch him.
I didn't pull him out, so unless he fell out somewhere or was not put in, the node we actually didn't get. And then we're gonna like watch this video again. You're gonna see me like take it out and put him somewhere. But no, that's where this empty spot is up here. We didn't get the node, so I'll check the other box and make sure.
Open the other box so we can see the other minis.
Okay, cool.
Sean can edit this video later to skip me walking in and walking out because I'm using a phone and can't zoom.
That's why I didn't want to do it live, because I'm sure I'm going to want to edit this down later to cut down on my babbling.
Can you not edit on a Facebook Live?
You might be able to, I don't know.
Is there a note in there?
There's a node in here.
Okay, you probably took it out and just put it somewhere. That was a hefty clunk. Huh, that's some quality there.
These people.
Ooh, I kind of like the shiny ones.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Where'd the node go? It is hard to hold a camera steady while you're bending over. Okay. Look at them. Look at all those villains. That's so exciting.
Yeah, I don't think I got another node. No meeples in that one either. So either there's a miscommunication, which I will clear up, or they just didn't send out the proper meeples for the demo, which seems weird to me. But yeah, so if you guys could give me feedback on which minis you like better, I'm leaning towards the shiny ones here. But
Take out the copper ones. Those are not an option.
Yeah.
But of the silver ones, we've got shiny and less shiny. I do like the shiny ones though. I'm a crow at heart.
they got raccoon. They got pretty good detail on here too. Like Cass looks really good. Boris, like you can actually see the definition on his muscles and everything like that.
Didn't they bulk up his muscles a little bit? Wasn't that one of the?
Boris was unchanged. I bulked up the muscles in the original.
Oh, okay.
With the original modeler, because I can't model for crap. So I hire people who are much more talented than
Aw,
me.
Axel.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get the focus. Okay. You may have to cut this whole section out because I don't know how steady my hands are. But
All right. For those, just as a quick update, assuming everything goes well in the next couple days and I give the thumbs up, we go into full mass production with Longpack. They estimated, I want to say 60 days for production, 60 days for shipping. Now, we were initially scheduled for October. Secretly, I was planning for June. Then we thought we might be able to do it in May. Then delays happened in October, November, and December. So I thought maybe we're going to push back to like June or August again. Now we might be looking at May or June again. So the original October date will definitely be delivered. However, now I need to talk to the distributor / consolidator that I've been talking to before, and I was kind of delaying signing final paperwork until I got everything out and figured out when shipping was going to happen. And to talk to Longpack to see when they can actually start production, because I'm sure they're not going to be able to start like the day of my approval at least. And then I will give people updates on when they're actually going to get your game. So we're looking at it probably in the next 6 months though. So thank you guys so much for the support. If you haven't purchased the game already and you would like to, please email me at mooneybinentertainment@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to get you a game sent out to you. Kickstarters obviously will get priority shipping as well as retailers. We have over 200 retail units sold already. I could keep babbling on, but I'm not. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for the support. Tomorrow Dies Today, Mooney Bin Entertainment. Thank you so much.
we have a game!